Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to Man's Life. My name's Ali and I'm back just in time, it appears, for the holiday period because we are in a very unique position in the Lego store where we have at this moment in time that you can buy 6 Lego modulars officially. And this is not including the Ninjago or the Marvel modulars. These are the true official Lego modular buildings that you can get from Lego at this moment in time. And that is because with the new Natural History Museum that got released recently, we have 3 of the modulars that are going to be retiring, sadly, at the end of this year, which are the police station, Birch Bookstore or Bookshop, and the granddaddy of them all, the Assembly Square. So as it's the holiday period, and probably this video will only be valid for about 1 month, I thought if you had to get one modular this year out of those 3 that are going to be retiring, which one should you get? Buying Lego for a gift is always a great idea, and getting a modular for a loved one is even better. And it makes sense to look at the ones that are going to be retiring because those are 3 great sets. But if you could only choose one, which one would that be? And that's what we're going to discuss in this video today. But I have to say, big spoiler and a big health warning is if you get one modular and you never got one before, they're addictive, highly addictive, and I guarantee you will don't stop getting all the modulars after you get your first one. Catch you after the break. So kicking off with the latest of the ones that are going to be retired is the police station. It's actually the same designer of the Natural History Museum modular that just got released. I remember when this came out, this had some controversy with some fans as they complained that the police station did not utilize the full width of the base plate and instead had some side buildings in there with the donut shop and the newsstand extension. For me, I actually adored it. I loved it. I love the fact that it had these little buildings, and having a donut shop next to a police station is the biggest cliches of all cliches, and I love it. It's awesome. There's even a little story there where the bird comes and takes a bit of the donut and sits on the window ledge of the police station. The building experience with this was really good. I really liked building this. It was an enjoyable build, lots of ingenious use of parts, lots of detail with those leaf structures going all the way up, and I've actually used that in one of my buildings in my own mock, so I really learned a lot from here. In itself though, is it a really good display model? That remains to be seen because it depends on you if you believe having a police station as a display model is a good thing to display as your first Lego modular. But, however, there is a caveat. If you're into the show Brooklyn Nine-Nine, as I am, this then gives you a great foundation to build upon that and create some pop culture as the base of the police station in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and have the cast in there, and you can muck around with that. And I can't wait. I'm trying to incorporate that into my city as well. However, for the first building for a Lego city, it's great. I mean, it's a great first building. It's big, it's impressive, it's tall. Building experience is great, and then it's perfect. And I did warn you, it's perfect to have other buildings right next to it, especially with it adds a lot of depth with the donut shop and the other green building, side building as well. So it adds a lot of layers and textures to it. It's one of my favorites in the city still. And now we have actually 2 buildings for the price of 1. You have the Birch Bookshop store and a townhouse building, and they're all built on 2 separate base plates, so you can split them up and display them separately or have them in your city placed in separate locations. I loved the Bookshop color scheme, the design, and that lovely, it has that lovely autumn vibe, you know, with that birch tree, with the leaves falling over. And I love bookshops anyway. The only downside I would say is that inside the bookshop, in the interior, there's not many books in there. It's like one bookshelf, I think. But the tiling and the lettering was really nice. And for the townhouse, I love that stairway. It's a bit short. With only 2 floors. There's a little basement in there, but it's hardly anything. But the stairway really got it to me, and it's hard for me to put in my city because I don't have any buildings of that nature. But I can see this as a great display model. I mean, if you never bought a Lego modular before and this was your first one, and you wanted to display it, it'll look great in a bookshelf, on a shelf with all other books, and I think it will look really nice as a singular display piece of Lego, because they're really pretty buildings, and the color scheme is just wonderful. And now for the granddaddy of them all, which is the Assembly Square, the oldest one that is finally about to retire. This was celebrated as the 10th anniversary modular that came out after 10 years of all the buildings that Lego had created, and it had a lot of callbacks to some of the older buildings that they had. It's a very big building. It's taking up 1.5 base plates width, and is packed, and is quite substantial. It's quite high up as well, and there's so much packed inside this building. You got a cafe, you got a florist, you've got a patisserie, you've got a music store, and I think there's even an orthodontist in here as well, and some living space as well. And the great thing is this little central fountain thing, and it's like a meeting place, you know, that you would have. The build experience was really significant. I still remember building this when I first got it. So much detail, and still holds up today. You know, even though it's the oldest one, there's some great techniques here and some great part usage, and it still looks great. It gives some of these new ones a great run for its money. Even more so, I think, with the level of detail that you have on here. For me, can it be used as a display model? Absolutely. I mean, if you're not interested in building a Lego city, but you want to have a nice Lego building that looks imposing as well, this is the way to go. The interiors are fun as well. I mean, there's a lot of detail inside there, with some great minifigures. It's still with the old smiley faces, so it's quite interesting to have that as a piece of memory. But for me personally, it's great for display, but also a great start to any Lego city for sure. So out of all the 3, if you had to pick one, my choice would be the Assembly Square. Out of all those 3, this is the one that's going to give you, I believe, the best building experience, the best imposing size, and also it works at both as a display model on your shelf or on a table anywhere, but also if you really want to start your own Lego city, this is the great introduction to have it. From a financial perspective, it is probably one of the most expensive ones out of the 3. However, there's so many offers going on now, so have a look. I know even Lego are giving some offers on this one with some discounts on here. Have a look at some retailers. You're going to find a good deal on this, because I believe in the aftermarket, as this is probably one of the most sought after ones after it's going to be retired, because it's a great parts pack. This one is going to skyrocket in price, so I believe that now is the time to go and get this one. As opposed to my second favorite will probably be the Birch Bookstore. If you really just want to have a display model, I think it's great. If you're not interested in the city, the Birch Bookstore is a great one to get, just purely, it's cute, it's simple, and it's a great introduction, and it doesn't seem that massive to do. The police station, although it's one of my favorites, and only because of pop culture, I think this is purely if you want to do a city building. I don't believe it's a great display model, in my humble opinion. However, if you really want to start your own city and the Assembly Square is not to your liking, then the police station more than likely is the one for you. But for me, I would definitely go for the Assembly Square. It's had a long run, and there's a reason why it's extremely popular. It's still great to look at. It's fantastic. It's a great start at the city and a great display. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Hope that helped. I'm sorry if I'm going to make you into a Lego addict of modular buildings, because trust me, that's going to happen. It happened to me when I got the Parisian building, the Parisian restaurant. That was my start, and then I think you can see now the end result of that purchase. Anyway, happy holidays. Take care of yourself. Peace and love.